Oh no, he didn't.
Girl, yes, he did.
Welcome back. It's the podcast. Oh no, girl, yes. Let me just say, I know that I love that y'all will sign in and listen every week, but y'all don't even know what we do to give y'all episodes every week. This is a labor of love. We are two very busy people, like most of y'all listening are ripping and running, but just like y'all make time to listen, we make time to talk to y'all. So I love this relationship that we make this a priority.
It's a great relationship. It really
I love
is.
it. I love it. This is good. So thank y'all for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure if you haven't, do so. And don't forget, we also have Patreon, which is behind the scenes, more dish, more dirt, live events, and other special perks. But even if you're just a listener, just a casual listener, thank you. And then tell a friend and become a subscriber.
Thank you.
All right. How you doing, girl?
I'm good.
Good. I'm good. I'm better now. We taping a little bit later than usual, so I got a cocktail.
Oh, this should be an interesting episode.
Then. Yeah, usually we taping in the morning, getting it in, but this is evening taping. So this might be more of a happy hour version.
Wind down.
This is the wind down, friend. So I want to present an idea to you that I kind of just came up with. I want to see your thoughts, feasibility.
Okay.
All right. Generally, we will meet someone. We will date someone. It does not work out. We break up. We ain't talking to that person no more. That person always come back at some point. We ain't trying to talk to them no more because we didn't got over it. We don't even remember why we liked you last time. Maybe sometimes you might find a way to have some kind of arrangement. Sometimes you might do a dinner or a date, but ultimately, you know you ain't gonna get back with them because you've already been there, done that.
Okay.
Rewind. What if when you're dating someone or your boyfriend, it's not working out in a relationship, is there a way you could demote him to be not a boyfriend, but not an ex? So that way, one less man you gotta hate. Two, one less person that's gotta come back and that you still hate. I mean, I guess in my mindset, when I'm thinking about this idea, we know how hard it is to like somebody. And even though our relationships haven't worked out, it doesn't necessarily mean the people we liked were bad people. It just didn't work out in a relationship. Now, some of them turned out to be bad people.
Right.
But I'm talking about the ones where it's just either a timing issue, a communication issue. Something has made this relationship go awry, but it's not that you never need to talk to this person again, but you are never going to talk to this person again because the relationship's over. And that's what we be over. Right. Is there a way to demote a boyfriend emotionally and mentally without talking to him? I'm not saying, hey, boyfriend, you really ain't cutting it as a boyfriend. I need you to take a seat and I'm single again. I think in my mind, the way I'm thinking it, we've talked about matching energy before. In my mind, I'm thinking like in my current situation, for all intents and purposes, I think I still have a boyfriend. In my heart, in my mind, I don't. Okay, because we have just kind of had a complete breakdown in communication. I can't be in a relationship with someone that I'm not communicating with. I don't want to hate him. He's not a bad person, but this situation is not working for me. And based on his communications to me, it seems to be working for him. It is not working for me on any level. So I'm trying to think, can I demote this person mentally and emotionally? He's just somebody I know. It's a long distance relationship, so it's not like a whole lot of interaction. And I just don't reach out. I just don't make an effort. I just don't make plans. I just don't give 100% access and make a priority of it. But just let him be whoever he gonna be. And at some point, I guess my thought behind it would be either he's going to course correct and see that she really don't feel nothing for me no more, or I will then meet somebody who I just will completely like cut everybody off in the world because I met somebody who can actually fulfill my needs emotionally and mentally. What do you think about that?
I mean, on the surface, it sounds like when you say, can you, the question is, can you?
I don't know, because I never have.
That's really the question. It's not for me to say you can.
What do you think about that idea? Could you do that? Could you see yourself just demoting someone who you had been in a relationship with, but just demoting them based on this ain't gonna work as that?
Yeah.
In real time, not a comeback.
I don't think I've ever done that in that way.
Right. We usually don't.
I don't think,
We usually don't. That's my point.
I don't think that's something that we just do. So, and I guess I would question, for me, my question for myself would be, because I don't necessarily hate everybody I dated. Yeah. You know what I mean? The bad seeds were the bad seeds, but if it was just somebody I broke up with because we were both immature, or It was bad timing. Even the most recent guy that I was talking to, I don't hate him. Like there's no hate there. So I guess my question would be, what would I be getting out of that?
Right.
Is it more of a control thing again? Or is it, just someone to talk to when I felt like it?
And I guess that's
that you're familiar with, you know what I mean? Because it takes the pressure off of learning, going out and finding somebody new and all that. I get that. So that's what I'm saying. I would have to weigh the pros and cons of that. And you never know if it's going to work out until you do it.
Right. I guess in my mind, I agree 100%. I don't know. This still might be a control thing. People, and I guess when I say hate somebody I dated, you know me, it's not even that I hate them, but I do have their funeral. They do not exist.
Right.
And there still is a burden attached to carrying that around. And I'm really, into this self-growth. I'm trying to forgive. I'm trying to do all that, but I know that ain't my thing. So I'm trying to figure out, how can I reposition a person so that they don't end up in that place for me, for my benefit. I'm saying not like holding on to or trying to get blood from a turnip or beating a dead horse. I don't think this person has the tools to be in a healthy, loving relationship with me based on how I would want to be in one. I think he's a nice enough person. I think he's a good enough man. I think he's a successful enough dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think he's like the majority of men who have never been course corrected. I think he's living his life the way he lives it. And then you got to try to fit in or not. And so for me, I'm like, well, we either got to fit in with each other or not. And so normally I'm done. And so I'm trying to figure out, and I want to be clear, it's not even specific to this person. It's not like this person has done something so great or wonderful that I just don't want to let him go. It's not that at all. I just want to figure out, I feel like what happens is we either have all or none. We never just have casual men that we could date, not be in a relationship, not marry. I just
find isn't that by choice though? Because
go on dates with that I like.
Yeah, but isn't that by choice?
Right, but I'm saying because I have funerals, so that's my point. Is
but even without the funerals, I'm just saying, like, when I meet someone, if they want to date me casually, I'm quick to say, hey, I don't necessarily need another friend in that category. I'm at a place in my life where I want to be in a committed relationship. So if that's not where you're interested in, because I don't know how easy I would be to casually date. I don't even casually date when I'm dating somebody who I know I'm not with.
Right. Well, that's my point. My point is I wouldn't meet anyone new today to casually date. I would not. I'm not looking to meet someone to casually date. But also what this last situation has taught me, because I met my last situation on Bumble, which I've always been a very pro Bumble person or online dating person, very pro. And I'm still not anti. But what I feel right now, based on the situation I'm in right now, is we'll just call him my boyfriend just so we don't confuse people. Let's just still call him my boyfriend just so we can get the story out. Okay. He's gone in my heart and mind, but let's just, since we haven't broken up, we didn't broke up in my mind. Okay. Let's just call him my boyfriend. Okay. So my boyfriend is a good dude. He ain't got no arrest record. I don't think he gonna physically abuse you. He takes care of his daughter. He's successful, good job, good looking guy, takes care of himself, pays his bills. He ain't hiding from the law. Right. But he just emotionally just has zero that I would need in a relationship. Like he can't offer me nothing for a relationship. But could he offer me a nice time for dinner? Or, if it was a lighter interaction, maybe it wouldn't affect me as much because he's not there for that. He's not there in that space. Whereas if I met someone new, they got to have all the stuff up front. I think with him and on dating apps, you meet someone to see if you can be that for each other. And now I feel like I'm just going to have to casually run into somebody and I just get excited about seeing them every time I see them. And then we say, should we date? Like, I don't know if it's going to be the bagger at the grocery store. And every time we come in, we giggling. I don't know if it's going to be the dude that rotate my tires. And every time I come in here, we be giggling. Today, the way I feel, I don't want to meet someone and try to make it work out because I met someone and we decided to make it work out.
But you can approach dating apps that way. You really can. You can change your approach to dating apps where I know we do it as in we're trying to find somebody that we can be with, right? But maybe that's not the approach to take. Maybe it is something casual.
But either way, even if you say casual, you still have to be intentional about it. Like I
agree.
So that's what I'm saying. I think the intentionality is what threw me off on this last one, because after I had the first conversation with this guy, I was like, oh, this is my husband, because he was clear, he was concise. I'm not a serial dater. I'm not trying to date more than one woman. I ain't trying to be dating in my 60s. I'm like, cool, let's go. Let's get to know each other. So now once you've made that agreement of intentionality and there's no emotional connection and there's no, you're not growing in an emotional connection, you're just together. And that's kind of his thing. We together. What's the problem? And I'm like, but there's no, yeah, we together, but there's no, je ne sais quoi, no passion, no, but we together. And there's a lot of people are in relationships, they just together. And so again, somebody in the world would say, oh, you're being unrealistic. Oh, that's just how men are. All your expectations. It don't matter. It's what I want. Right. So I'm saying, even if I was on a dating app again and I'm swiping casually because I'm not looking for a relationship, I am looking for I do want a relationship. I just don't know if I think it will serve me based on this situation that you can say, let's be intentional, even if it's casual. We still got to plan to call each other. We still got to plan to see each other.
But do you? Why? But why? Well, why do you?
What do you mean? Why do you? Why else would you?
I don't see why you have to still be intentional to be casual with someone.
Because you'll never go out with anybody. You had
intentionally going out. I mean, that's
still casual.
Like if you meet someone in the grocery store and you don't have any interest in them like that, but you just exchange numbers, y'all have a good conversation in the checkout line or whatever. I don't see how that's any different than meeting someone online and still being that casual with them.
Because even in being casual, so when I say, no, I'm not saying meet somebody in the grocery store and give my phone number. I'm saying every time I go to the grocery store, my bagger, I have a relationship with him.
I know what you're saying is because you know this guy.
Right. It's just somebody that we have a rapport, we have a friendship, we have a relationship, and then we decide to take it next level. But we already have affection for each other. Versus deciding to be with someone, deciding to be intentional, even decide to be casual, and there's no affection. Affection is hard to manufacture, right? So you can be with somebody for 25 years and there's still no affection or actual care or like. And that's what I feel like my last situation was. There's no true affection or emotional attachment. We together, we look cute in pictures, we together. I didn't try to break up with him a few times. He ain't going nowhere. And now I'm like, yeah, but that's not enough. I thought that would be enough that he just wasn't going to go nowhere. And now I'm realizing, because I do have male friends who I love when I see them. I get excited when I see them. They get excited when we talk, and it's exciting. It's not romantic in any way, but there's still an excitement of the connection. So now I feel like I would rather just be excited about a connection with somebody and have that, even if it never turns romantic, but just enjoy that versus being attached to something where there's no excitement of connection. But they my man. They my husband.
You probably don't need to get married.
That part. And that's what I'm saying. I'm
realizing, because if you think about it, a lot of marriages that go south is because that excitement is no longer there. And
I'm not talking about excitement. I'm talking about affection. I'm talking about actual
affection too. It's because when
I'm not even talking about being affectionate. I'm not even talking about
when they step out. When a husband or wife steps out, they get excited. I'm actually writing a book about this right now. I'm writing a guy's book, and he's talking about his life and stuff like that. And I can see all these things, like even when they connected the first time, it wasn't right. She didn't like him. She did not like him. She did not like him. So she stepped out on him, and it was because she found somebody that excited her. And, that she was excited. Like, he has all these emails between the two of them. It's just crazy. But does that, okay, so a lot of people.
That's still different than what I'm talking about. That's usually why people cheat, is because it's new. It's like, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying it could be a coworker. It could be a girlfriend. It could be a family member. Some people, you just like being around them. That's not like, I'm not talking about no sexual attraction or excitement like that. I'm saying some people.
I wasn't even talking about sexual. I'm just talking about sometimes you people like.
Right, but I'm saying, but I'm not talking about the excitement of someone that's not your spouse because they talk to you. And I'm saying
no, it's not the excitement
of the world. You like them. A lot of people who follow online.
I don't mean about a sexual attraction. But what is the first thing I said about her? She did not like him.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
So that was the basis.
You're on a dating app. You don't know this person, so you don't know if you're gonna like.
Know if you like them.
Right, but so you don't know if you like them. So right now you're just trying to get to know if you could like them. And I'm saying because I have done that, and the liking part. I mean, I like him enough, but there's no emotional attachment. I realize now I would rather just randomly meet somebody and like them. We may or may not ever change phone numbers. We may or may not ever go on a date or become romantic, but I just want to be around somebody that like me and that I like because I've been in a relationship with somebody. I'm like, do we even like each other? Like we together, we look cute on paper. It sounds good. We decided a bit, but do we like each other? That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying, ooh, okay, I'm bored with my husband.
And the reason I said that is because I think it's
paying me attention. I'm saying liking somebody.
I think there's a lot of people out there in relationships that don't like each other. That's why I brought that up. 100%. And so some people are okay with that. They just 100%. And you're saying that is not okay with you. That is not.
I want to like the person. And I know we're not always going to be physically attractive to each other. We're not always going to be physically attracted to ourselves, you know, especially as I'm getting older, I'm approaching perimenopause, you know, like things change. So it's not about that. It's not about a sexual attraction. It's about a genuine affection for a person. It's about a genuine, I'm sorry, y'all see my dog if y'all watching on YouTube.
I just see her tail, like it reminds me of one of your books with her tail sticking out of the hole.
Yeah, that's Bella, and she's the most. But it's like I'm talking about because I'm experiencing in real time, and that's why I wanted to talk about this. In real time, I have a boyfriend that I like, but there's no emotional attachment. And then I have a friend.
Like with question
I'm
marks.
using like with air quotes. I like him. He's a good guy. I like him. There's no true emotional attachment or connection just based on how he is. He doesn't offer a lot in that space. So I don't really have, I'm not in love with him. I'm not, I don't have any that connection. I have a 100% platonic friend who I love. And we have that connection, 100 billion% platonic, right? So I guess being in a space where I have these two situations happening in real time, where I have a boyfriend that I don't even know if he like me, and I have this person that's not my man who I know is crazy about me and I'm crazy about him. And again, it is not romantic. It's just we like each other. We like what we talk about. We have a lot of the same interests. We can just talk about everything. When I don't talk about nothing with my boyfriend. I'm saying, I think at this point in my life, I would rather, do I need to break up with my boyfriend? I already have in my mind. But do I just need to demote him and not even talk to him about it? But just look, because you don't have that wherewithal and ability and you don't need a lot from a relationship, fine. But you can't take up certain spaces because I do want that type connection in a romantic relationship. Okay.
Do you feel that it's necessary? Okay, because you said demote him without the conversation. Do you feel it's necessary to have that conversation with him? Do you feel it's not fair? Not fair. And tell me why. Tell me why you don't feel like it's necessary or it's not fair to him to have that conversation.
Okay. The reason why I don't think it would not be unfair to him is because I don't think he would notice either way.
Okay.
So if I felt like he would be feeling like he was missing something or lacking or not good at getting what he needed out of the relationship, then maybe. But he doesn't really seem to have any needs in this relationship. I don't think he would willingly sign up for a demotion if I presented it to him as information. Right. I think he would protest it. He would be because he thinks it's fine.
So once he's in that demotion state, like once you've demoted him, how do you go about life? Are you out seeking somebody else? Are you just open to whatever life brings?
Somebody else. My thinking in keeping him around is because he's a good dude. I liked him enough to try with him. It's not working on a level of this is the only man I see. He does not fill up my love tank. And I want my love tank full. So this, I wouldn't even consider it like cheating on him. I'm just, we've talked about it before, and especially in our long distance relationships and inward dating. Like if a really great guy asked you out, would you go? And I think in the past, we was like, yeah, I'll go see. I'm not going to continue a relationship and have one person thinking one thing's happening and lying to them about it. But I do feel based on where me and my current boyfriend are, he knows there's a breakdown in the relationship, and I don't feel like he cares about it. He will communicate like he cares, but he does not do any actions that would mean that he cares. So I feel like he's fine with whatever happens,
Right.
And so
you're open. That means if you demote him, if you decide, hey, he's demoted to this, you mean, you're not going to actively go out and seek anything else, but you are open to whatever life brings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And once life,
because even if I broke up with him officially, I wouldn't be in a seeking mood right now. just because I realize I get very, very, very distracted from what I actually need to be doing personally and professionally. So I feel like I've taken up a great part of the year. This will be the 4th guy I've dated this year. And at this point, I literally just need a break for my focus and my own, just how I am.
Sanity.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be seeking it. I'm the queen of seeking. I'm the queen of getting back on there and, let's find another one. So no, I have no interest in that. And I'm not even anti-men right now. I've been in my kicks where I'm like, nope, never again. I won't ever. But in this situation, I feel like I know I require and need more. I know this person probably will never have the tools to be what I need in that space. He's a nice enough guy. If he calls, I can chat. If he wants to hang out, if he's in town, that's fine. I just won't be making the efforts I was making as a girlfriend. And my heart and my mind is open and available. Should I find a connection with someone, not find a person to try to build a connection. Should I find a connection with someone organically in the world, that then we might look at seeing, could it be more than just the connection we have? So that's how I feel today.
I was about to say, because tomorrow will be different.
It'll be different tomorrow. Tomorrow, y'all will hear taps playing. You hear that funeral procession starting up tomorrow.
So what do y'all think about the idea of the demotion?
Yeah.
The unspoken demotion. That's what we could call it.
And is that different than just deciding to just cheat on somebody? Is the unspoken demotion different than just, I'm just gonna cheat on this person because they don't act like they care?
No, because you say you're not actively looking, because when you're cheating on somebody, you're actually doing an action that.
Okay, well, you're good.
I think you said
not actively cheating. Yeah.
Right. If you got into a relationship with someone else and during this time, let's say that.
Then the current one would be 100% gone. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't. I think you're still single until you're say I do.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
So I don't put anything past any man to do anything, and I wouldn't put anything past myself.
But you know what? In the context of a relationship, I feel like I need to communicate so many times or often, regularly. I feel like I need to make myself available. I feel like I need to prioritize that person in my life. I feel like I need to incorporate them in my upcoming schedule of what I'm doing, and not just be going and doing stuff and then considered them or talked to them or told them or tried to incorporate them into it. So I won't be doing any of that. That's all I'm saying. The person will still be there. Right now, I'm not even talking to this person. And I was about to say, because y'all not even start talking to him again, You don't even know that you would talk to him again at this point. I don't even know that. Yeah. Right. I don't even know that I would.
And that's by choice right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When you say it's by choice, you mean he's not dead.
On your end.
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything to talk about right now.
Right.
So my old self, and y'all know, if y'all listen, I'm always trying to challenge myself to grow in these scenarios and situations. And I can't control what a man does. I can't control how a relationship works out. You can have the greatest, most wonderful man, and your relationship can still not work out for a myriad of reasons, on both ends, why it didn't work out. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I met a great guy, and I just feel like he does not provide what I need in an actual relationship. Doesn't make him a bad guy. But based on how we have recently been managing each other, it does not speak to a healthy, happy relationship.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, you know what? I don't want to just necessarily throw him away, even though right now he's thrown away. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I feel like when I throw people away and have their funerals, it's a burden in my heart. Whether I'm thinking I'm having that burden or not, it's there. And I just don't want to do that. And again, like I said, it might be one day I want to talk to him. It might be one day that I want to see them. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think you've answered your question. I feel like you can demote your boyfriend.
Well, and that is still the caveat if I ever speak to him again.
Either way, the thought process is there as far as who he is in your life.
And we know the shift in energy, especially ladies. We know once our heart and mind has shifted, it really ain't nothing that dude that we've been trying to work so hard to be with. It really ain't nothing they can say no more at that point, because we have shifted and it don't even matter more. And that's amazing.
There's an on-off switch. And once I click it off, I'm, I may not hate you or anything like that, but I am done.
I'm done. And that's the thing. I guess that's we joke about we punt the ball at the stadium, or it can't be our way, so we leave. I know that's not this situation for me. I think if I walked away, I would be 100% well within my right, and it wasn't premature, it wasn't unwarranted, all those things. Yeah. But I also feel like I don't want to have another dude's funeral, and I don't want to even in being done carry that. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But right now, I know that I can't be in a relationship with this person. So I do know that. If I don't know anything else, I know that. Will I ever talk to this person again? I don't know that. I don't know that. But I do know that there might be a way or a time when I would say, let me just casually interact with this person. I don't have to have a conversation about breaking up. I don't just, hey, if you call, you call. If you want to make plans to see me, you make plans to see me. If you want to invite me to do something, you invite me to do something. If I'm available, fine. It's not a priority. I'm not looking for you. And we've talked about it before on the matching energy thing. So if he does those things, I'm not going to match his energy. I'll either make myself available or not, but I'm not going to match the energy. And if he asks me to go do something, I'm not going to do anything else to pursue a relationship with him. If he did things to pursue spending time with me or whatever, I would potentially be open to it, but not for the sake of a relationship. No.
Okay. Well, let's say that he notices your energy and starts putting in more effort. Are you open to readdressing that relationship in the way that you want it?
No.
So the demotion is almost like a breakup. Like you'll never be back on this level anymore.
Right.
Okay. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, he don't have the tools. It's not like even, I mean, the situation, how you break up because a situation happened. It's a situational breakup. So if they promise this situation never happens again, you can be fine. This person just does not have the capacity to give me what I need in a relationship from A to Z emotionally. He does not have the capacity. And I saw it early on. And I kept kind of moving the goalposts for myself because also in talking through these things, talking with women in relationships, talking with women, girl, you got a good man, girl. Well, me and my husband ain't spoke to each other in 9 days. Well, girl, and they start telling you all of their dysfunctional relationships. You start saying, oh, well, I'm just unrealistic. Oh, well, I just don't even know what it's like to be with a man. And I'm like, I would just rather be by myself or have platonic love than to be in a romantic relationship that is not fulfilling me. And I just don't think he has to, I don't think he's going to get them. It's not the skills he's missing. You can't just get. You either have them or you don't. Either you're a caring, empathetic, compassionate person, or you are not. He is not.
Gotcha. Okay.
So again,
sounds like he just got demoted.
Check back tomorrow. Officially. Well, right now he's nothing. Okay. I'm thinking of could I demote him? That would be an upgrade from where he is today.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
Comment, let us know, y'all, what y'all think. Can you demote? Should you demote? And I think women, we always historically date one guy. We put all our eggs in one basket. We always talk about having a rotational roster, but it's hard to find one person to like. So it's unrealistic to think you're going to find all these people to just be liking, because that's a waste of your time and energy. Casual dating is fine. I'm not in a space where I want to casually date. But I would casually date my boyfriend. I think the problem is I'm looking at him as something more than he can ever be. And so that causes a tension, a stress, a disappointment, a frustration. It causes all this stuff because he's never going to be what I'm looking at him to be. He's never going to be that. Now he is what he is, and that's fine. But it's not fine if I want him to be something else.
It's not fine for you. It may be fine for somebody else.
It ain't been fine for nobody else before me either.
I noticed.
Okay. So they say,
but you never know. You never know. Somebody might be out there looking for just
so far, it ain't been fine for nobody else either. Catch that. It ain't just for me. It's for anybody. That's why you.
But what we're not concerned about what anybody else thinks or whatever.
Because listen, women are conditioned.
Because it's you that will have to live with him at the end of the day. So you can't even say or be concerned about. I know you're not. But I'm just saying, like, just acknowledge that, no, that's not how I'm going to be in my relationship.
It's just, I'm not interested. And, we always joke about being happily single. We have a good life as singles. I would not dare downgrade my existence just to have somebody. Now, some women, even if it's not a perfect relationship, it's still an upgrade on their single existence, whether it means their bills are paid now and they used to struggle, or they're in a better house, or they have more, so you still got to pick and choose what's important for you.
Our pros and our cons line up differently than people who like to be in relationships, simply because we've historically not been in those long-term relationships as adults.
Exactly.
And so we don't see the pros of that. And even we saw them, they're not good enough to outweigh, the cons of being in a relationship that you don't want to be in the first place.
It's just not. It's not there. If being in a relationship is a downgrade for me emotionally, it's not an option.
Yeah.
And
I've lived too long on this earth.
Yeah.
to be messed with. Yeah, my emotions.
And you realize how many people don't even realize they have downgraded their experience in order to be in a relationship. And a lot of women are conditioned to crumbs, and they will start a sentence with, well, at least he. Well, at least he. And they're holding on to, at least he takes care of the kids. At least I got his last name. At least he pays the bill. At least he comes home at night.
That leads to, I mean, when women or men or whoever aren't aware of downgrading their emotions, a lot of times it's when they start off young. And you start off dating young, you get married young and stuff like that. And that leads to a lot of divorces too, when they come of age and they're like, wait a minute.
Right. Life you just start living. Right. You just start getting exposed to like, so wait, I don't have to feel like this. Wait, I shouldn't have to sit in the car. Now I sit in the car and I live by myself. I still sit in the car for 30 minutes before I come in.
Me too. It's just something about,
It's something to do. But people who you literally don't want to go in the house because there's a family there or a husband there or a wife there, something's wrong with that. You know,
that's not how you want to live.
That's not how you want to live. And so many people just live it. And no, you're not going to be in love with somebody every day. No, they're not going to be your favorite person most days. But the divorce rate, domestic violence rates went up during the pandemic because people were at home who were not programmed to be at home together. The whole programming of the American families specifically is y'all are not together the majority of the hours out of the day.
Mm-hmm. Y'all go to sleep at night.
Y'all go to sleep. You at school 8 to 10 hours. I'm at work 8 to 10 hours. And the pandemic, we was all together and we didn't like each other. One, we probably don't even know each other that well, but we probably never liked each other. Look at how many, especially athletes or people, get divorces after they retire because, hey, the wife had her routine. He was gone. He had his life. It up. We would see each other on the weekends. And now you hear all the time. And he asked me why I got the cupboard set up like this. Boy, they've been like that for 25 years. What are you talking about? You know, so it's a lot of ways that people don't recognize that togetherness sometimes is a hindrance to your happiness. And you can still love that person. It just might not be that y'all need to be together like that. So I'm saying me and my current boyfriend, there might be something for us because we did have an immediate connection initially. But as far as a romantic relationship and as far as him being my only option for a romantic relationship, no. No. And he ain't gonna all of a sudden grow no new heart and brain. He's not gonna do that either. So that kind of will be another topic because I think we would need to wrap this episode up. But it is, I think, we did a recent episode about we are toxic and we know it, and we were saying how by default we are toxic. We just have toxic traits. We don't share. We don't play nice. We are taught. We are parented out of our toxic traits.
And when she says we, she means all of us. Yes.
Yeah, all of us. Collectively, we are taught how to be more acceptable people. We're taught how to make friends. You share, you don't hit, you don't spread rumors, you don't lie, you show up, you know, but everybody didn't have the blessing of being parented out of their toxicity. Everybody doesn't have a lot of men, let me say this, a lot of men whose relationships don't work out don't realize they were the problem. And so by the time they're in the next situation, they tell you what the ex did, they still don't see their culpability. I'll give a recent example of someone I dated earlier this year who went silent on me. And he says he went silent on me because it took me a week to call him. And he never talked to me after that. I never called or texted him again after that, after I called him a week later. And I was shocked. And he shared this 6 months later. I said, but that's how you handle me. So why would I think that would upset you? So he really felt like he had cause to go silent on me because it took me a week to call him. And when I said, well, that's how you manage me, why would I think that would make you upset? I ain't heard another word out of them. So they really do not see their participation in the breakdown because no one's ever checked them on it. No one's ever called them on it. No one's ever course corrected and say, hey, that's not okay. Not just me. Nobody is going to be okay in a relationship. And when they go on to the next one and that start happening again, you would hope that they would say, you know what? I've heard this before. We've had that about men saying things about us that we may not have accepted in real time. But after the fact, we say, yeah, I've heard that. He ain't the first one to say that about me. And either we going to address it or we not, or we think it's worth addressing to change, to be a better partner or not. But I don't think men get course corrected ever. It's just the relationship ends, they move on to the next one. They ain't trying to be there more than 2 or 3 months anyway, because they out of tricks. And they move on to the next one. And all these women don't ever get a chance to say anything other than you hurt my feelings. What happened? Where are you? We ain't never saying, bruh, this is not okay the way you handle things. You are not okay.
Right.
And we don't do it. And then they go on to the next one. So I might just start a whole ministry where I just start course correcting men. Like, come here, let me tell you why that relationship didn't work out. Cause she ain't gonna tell you. She's still trying to be with you to make it work. Let me tell you why, because you suck. That's volume 1 through 12. All right, y'all. Let us know what you think. Give us your comments. Can I downgrade my boyfriend just to be? It's kind of like on Real Housewives. It's like either you are a real housewife or you're a friend of a housewife. And somebody who had a contract as a housewife didn't get a contract as a housewife no more, but they make a few appearances. They still on the show. They just been downgraded.
Okay.
What do y'all think? Let us know. Leave a comment. Thank y'all for listening. Until next time. Oh, no, he didn't.
Girl, yes, he did.